Marvel has some ridiculously strong superheroes, beings who operate way beyond anything your typical street tier hero could ever dream of. We're talking Hulk, Thor, Captain Marvel, Sentry, Gladiator, Hyperion, Adam Warlock, Wonder Man, Hercules, Namor, right down to the Thing and Colossus. These characters have pulled off world-breaking feats in the comics, but for this breakdown, we're keeping things grounded, focusing on their consistent and physical showings. Nothing too exaggerated, so that heroes like Colossus and the Thing don't get overshadowed unfairly. Meanwhile, street-tier powerhouses like Spider-Man and Luke Cage have shown impressive moments that temporarily scale them upward. But those are usually one-off situations, adrenaline boosts, power-ups, or life-or-death desperation. These aren't their normal operating levels. But the characters on this list, this is their baseline, their casual strength, their everyday warm-up. So, let's pick up from where we left off, with the green engine of destruction himself, the Incredible Hulk. When it comes to raw physical strength, Hulk is in a league of his own. Even when we ignore his most exaggerated showings, he casually performs at levels most heroes will never reach. He's lifted mountain-sized structures, stopped tectonic shifts with sheer muscle, overwhelmed beings like Red Hulk, and flattened giant monsters with a single strike, all while getting stronger the angrier he becomes. That's the terrifying thing about Hulk. There's no upper limit. His strength is a number. It's a reaction, a growing force of nature. Then we move to Thor, the god of thunder, a warrior forged over thousands of years. Even without Mjolnir, Thor's physical strength is absurd. He's wrestled giants and gods as if it were routine, shattered near-indestructible restraints with brute force, and traded punch for punch with Hulk multiple times. Thor operates in a range where lifting continents or matching cosmic beings isn't shocking. It's expected. And that's just his baseline. Once you factor in magic and storms, that's an entirely different conversation. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, often gets recognized for her energy projection, but her physical strength alone puts her in the upper echelon of Marvel's heroes. She's tossed battleships, restrained other powerhouses, cracked the armor of top-tier suits, and even held her own against Thor. Her baseline strength sits comfortably above Spider-Man, Cage, and most enhanced humans, and pushes into the high-tier Avenger bracket. Sentry is one of Marvel's most terrifying physical powerhouses, and his strength often depends on where his mind is. Strip away the dramatic million exploding suns tagline, and he's still a monster in close combat. He's ripped gods apart, matched World War Hulk strike for strike, and stopped massive structures from collapsing using nothing but raw force. When Sentry is stable, he stands among Marvel's strongest. When he's not, almost nothing can stop him. Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear, is easily one of Marvel's most underrated heavy hitters. His antimatter abilities and scientific brilliance often take the spotlight, but physically, he's every bit as impressive. He's held back falling meteors, stopped battleships in motion, and has gone toe-to-toe with both Hulk and Sentry in direct combat. Adam isn't just smart. He's built to stand alongside Marvel's top-tier powerhouses. Then there's Gladiator, the confidence-powered titan of the Shi'ar Empire. As long as his belief in himself is high, his strength borders on ridiculous. He's held collapsing buildings effortlessly, overpowered Colossus without breaking a sweat, and punched the juggernaut off his feet. Few beings can match him when he's at full confidence. Hyperion, Marvel Superman-type powerhouse, is another brick of raw muscle. He's lifted enormous structures, stopped massive forces in motion, and fought Hulk-level opponents head-on without hesitation. Even without touching his more exaggerated showings, Hyperion comfortably stands among the top-tier physical beings in Marvel. Hercules, the literal god of strength, has some of the most legendary physical performances in Marvel history, wrestling the Hulk to a standstill, holding up massive structures, breaking free from celestial bindings. Hercules thrives on raw power. Strength isn't just something he has, it's something he embodies. Namor is a different kind of powerhouse. On land, he's impressive, but underwater, he becomes terrifying. He's ripped buildings from their foundations, tossed submarines around, kept pace with top-tier brawlers, and crushed reinforced metals with his bare hands. In the ocean, Namor is one of Marvel's most dangerous physical fighters. Wonder Man brings ionic energy into mix, granting him a body made of pure, supercharged power. Physically, he has gone toe-to-toe with Thor, overpowered, powerful androids, and tanked hits from some of Marvel's strongest characters. His combination of strength and durability makes him a consistent threat at the highest levels. Then we get to the thing, Marvel's most dependable brick. Ben Grimm's strength may not fluctuate wildly, but it's consistent and always impressive. He's held up crumbling structures, wrestled titans like Namor and She-Hulk, and gone blow for blow with Hulk longer than almost anyone else. Ben isn't flashy, but he never backs down. And finally, Colossus, the steel powerhouse of the X-Men. Kyoto's organic metal form gives him consistent high-tier strength, allowing him to lift massive weights, hold back Sentinel-sized threats, and go up against opponents far above his class. He's not meant to match gods, but he stands firm among Earth's strongest defenders, and that's the real point here. These heroes operate on a completely different level from street-tier icons like Spider-Man or Luke Cage. Their strength isn't something that shows up once in a while after a power-up or a burst of adrenaline. It's consistent. It's who they are. These beings lift mountains, stop battleships, hold cities together, and survive forces that would vaporize most heroes. They're the reason threats on a continental or planetary scale even make sense in Marvel's world.
Okay, what?
So now the big question is yours. Who do you think stands at the very top of Marvel's purely physical powerhouses? Drop your answer in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more breakdowns like this. Also, be sure to check out my other video on Marvel Street Tier Heroes if you want to see how the smaller scale powerhouses stack up